Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and today we are going to be doing a video that I saw on Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life's channel. So I will link her video down below, and that is books that terrify me or intimidate me and that I've been putting off and haven't read even though they've been on my TBR for a million years because I am terrified to read them. So the books in this video are either going to be really long, or I feel like they'll give me like emotional damage, or I'm terrified of reading them, or they are just super hyped so I'm worried that I will hate them. It's a whole bunch of reasons, but I have a good list of books that have been on my TBR for ages or on my radar that I'm interested in but have been putting off for a long time because I'm afraid. Okay, so the first book on this list is one that is Crystal's favorite. So it felt perfect to be the first one on this list in a video that Crystal did. And that is Still by Kennedy Ryan, or literally any other book by Kennedy Ryan, but mostly Still by Kennedy Ryan. I have been putting this book off for a very long time. I finished reading Grip in the middle of last year. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. But I am not emotionally ready for the roller coaster ride that Kennedy Ryan is going to take me on in Still. It's like running a marathon after reading a Kennedy Ryan book for me. I feel so emotionally exhausted and drained, and just, I know that I will love it. I think I've given every Kennedy Ryan book that I've read 5 stars. I know that I will like it and give it 5 stars. But the pain that I will experience while I'm reading it is a lot, and I'm afraid. If you don't know what this series is about, it starts with Flow, which is the prequel novella, and then Grip, and then Still. And it is about a rapper named Grip and his music manager named Bristol, who have been basically in love with each other for a very long time, and they have a long road of getting to a point where they're both ready to be in a relationship with each other. They have both like basically damaged the other person at this point and are just, it's been taking a long time for them. It's been like over years and years for them to get to a point where they're ready to like actually be together. And it's a lot, and I'm afraid. The next one is one that I actually just happen to have right here, so I'll pull it right out, and that is Priest by Sierra Simone. A lot of people love this. This is a very hyped book, and I actually know a couple of people that didn't like it. Those people also made me afraid, but I just am worried. I've read Priest romances at this point now, so like it used to be because I didn't read a lot of taboo books, but I've read Priest romances at this point. So I don't think that this one could be any more aggressively taboo than those ones, which doesn't really bother me. The taboo aspect doesn't really bother me, but I don't know. There's something about this book that it's so incredibly hyped, and it's just, I've built it up to be this like huge thing in my head that I'm worried that when I do finally read it, I'll be disappointed. I actually own the audiobook, so I will read the audiobook when I eventually get to it, but I've still not read a Sierra Simone book. I read one novella by her, and it was like vampire novella. It was like 60 pages or something. And that's the only Sierra Simone that I've ever read. So all of Sierra Simone's books I've like built up in my head. And so I'm worried about it, but this is another one that like I've been putting off. It intimidates me. The next one is a historical, actually, and it's another super hyped one, and it is Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypas. I have read and loved quite a few Lisa Kleypas books at this point, but Again the Magic is the one that a lot of people talk about as being like their favorite ever one. I do think that I will love this book. Jen from the Book Refuge posted a picture in her Instagram stories where she was talking about her top 5 favorite historical romances ever, and 4 of the 5 that she posted were some of my all-time favorite historical romances, and the 5th one was Again the Magic. So I do really think that I will like the book, but it's another one that's just like so hyped that I'm worried that it'll let me down. The next one is one that I actually mentioned recently in my KU TBR video, and that was When Villains Rise by Gianna Darling. Don't know why I've been putting this off so much. Partly because it's long, partly because it's the second book in a series and I just suck at continuing with series that follow the same couples. I don't know. But I read and loved When Heroes Fall. It's a mafia romance where the heroine is a lawyer and the hero is a mafioso, and they fall in love. And I read and loved book 1. I gave it 5 stars. It's Gianna Darling. But I still haven't picked up the second half of the duet, and it's been months. Not really sure why. Again, I own the audiobook for it, but it just hasn't been one that I've reached for, and there's something that's holding me back from going for it, and I don't know why, but I thought I would include it on this list. The next one is another super, super hyped one, and that is Flock by Kate Stewart, and that whole series. I don't know what the series is called. I don't have any idea what this is about. I have basically like blocked out what people have said, and I've not retained any of what people have said the series is about, so I have no idea. But I know people are obsessed with it. They love it. So I am worried about it because I do know a couple of friends of mine who have similar enough opinions. They're not my like, oh, I know that I won't like it because they didn't like it, but similar enough opinions and didn't like it that I'm like worried about it. But it's just so overly hyped that I'm like, I don't know. The next one is Ever After Always by Chloe Leese. This is the one book in the Bergman Brothers series that I haven't read. I don't love marriage in trouble romances, and that's what this book is. And because of that, I haven't gotten to it. Pretty sure it deals with infertility. And that is not my favorite thing. It's not really a trigger, but it's not something that I enjoy reading about or talking about or dealing with. And so I don't know how I will react to a book like that, especially because the hero in this book has anxiety, I'm pretty sure, and I have anxiety. So I am not sure how I will feel about a book that deals with not only marriage in trouble, but also fertility issues while also dealing with anxiety. So this one worries me. I have a great track record with Chloe Leese. I have loved every Chloe Leese book that I've read. And I know that if anyone can do this well, it will be Chloe Leese, but it still worries me. And so I haven't read it yet. The next one is another marriage in trouble romance, and that is Forget Me Not by QB Tyler. Definitely want to read more from QB Tyler, and this one is the one that a lot of people talk about and love. But this book deals with first, it deals with marriage in trouble, but second, it deals with a marriage in trouble due to cheating, and I don't like cheating in my books. This book is also incredibly angsty, which is something that I am apprehensive about when it's super angsty. So I am worried about my thoughts on this book. I think that I would like to read it, but because I am so nervous about it, I don't know when that will be, as why it's on this list. If/when I do read this book, I will vlog it, I promise. The next one is another one that I will probably vlog if I do decide to read it, and that is The Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This one is on this list for the sole purpose of the fact that it is super angsty. It is one of those ones where it is like always right person, wrong time. And I get so incredibly freaking frustrated reading those kind of books that I just want them to be happy. I just want them to be happy. Why am I reading and dealing with like all of their emotional issues? And I just want them to be happy. But this is definitely one that I do want to try. It's just, again, I have to be emotionally prepared and calm enough that I won't be like throwing my fucking book across the room because I'm so angry at Candy Steiner for the characters not getting their shit together and being together. Which is how I felt during The Rebel King, I think is what the second one is called, In the Kingmaker Duet. I was so mad reading that book. I was so frustrated. I was like, get your shit together and just be together. Stop having obstacles. So I feel like this book is going to be another one that's like that. And because of that, it's on this list. I've been putting it off and I'm afraid. But it's another one that I will vlog when I read it. The last one is another one that is both super hyped and also very emotional. And that is the Element series by Brittany C. Cherry. I've read one book by Brittany C. Cherry and I DNF'd it. So I guess I've not read a book. I DNF'd a book by Brittany C. Cherry. Her books are angsty, tension-filled, and emotional. And those are not my favorite things. Angsty and emotional is not how I would describe my reading likes. So it can get difficult. But this is one series by her that I think that I do have the potential to enjoy. Specifically, the one where the guy is mute is the one that I'm the most interested in this series. I don't know if you need to read the series in order. I don't know if I'm interested in every book in the series, but I know that there are a couple of books in this series that I am very much interested in. Jess from Peace Love Books, there's one book in this series, I don't remember which one, that she absolutely adores, and I trust Jess's recommendations a lot. Love Letter to Whiskey and Forget Me Not are also full Jess recommendations. So I do trust Jess's reading taste quite a bit. And so also Avery from Ava's Romance Books, she loves the books in the Element series. So I do think that I have the potential to enjoy them. I'm just afraid of them. But that is the last one that I have on this list to mention. Please, in the comments below, let me know if I should read these books. If you think that I will like them, you guys know enough about my reading tastes maybe that if you think that I'll like them. But that is going to be it for this video. So please like it if you liked it and subscribe so you can see more content from me. But other than that, I hope you have a great day.